Good morning. It is a beautiful Tuesday today here in California. And today, I've been creating this series on Instagram and I figured I might as well share it on YouTube as well, just in long form. And so I'm doing this quote of the day challenge where I'm talking about a random quote for 1 minute for 100 days straight. Now, I thought to myself, why not just do it on YouTube as well? Someone also suggested this to me, so that's the main reason why I'm here. Today's quote is actually written on my whiteboard, my mini whiteboard. It says, "The same lesson will appear in different forms until you learn to respond differently." I was trying to do a really laid back, chill vibe for this video, but I just sat up so quickly. It's fine. Okay, the same lesson will appear in different forms until you learn to respond differently. When I think of that quote, the first thing that comes to mind is relationships. And the fact that, okay, for example, you get into a relationship your first time and that person is completely toxic. But even after you guys break up, you still attract that kind of person because you didn't learn your lesson the first time. And you didn't learn that, okay, maybe that's not something that I should be going for. And as a result, that same pattern appears again in your life. And it will continue to appear in your life until you actually learn that, this is not a good thing for you. You have to heal. You have to heal from the experience that you had. And then you also have to learn from it. You have to heal, you have to learn, and you have to move on. But if you keep ignoring the lessons that keep coming your way, then it'll just happen again and again. I genuinely believe that the world and the experiences that we have are here to teach us a lesson. Maybe we have different lessons, but it doesn't mean that we should just take everything that goes on in our life and just say, why is this happening to me? Because I genuinely believe that no matter what happens in our life, there are things that we could learn from it. And it's so powerful once we start to look at life through a lens of, okay, this is happening to me. What can I learn from this? So that after this happens, after this experience, I will come out of this experience much better and much more stronger and much more knowledgeable, much more wise than the person that I am right now. And that is how you accumulate wisdom, by going through these situations, these problems in your life and getting better at it and improving. But if you don't improve, if you refuse to listen to the lessons that life has to offer you, whether you believe in a God or not, right? Lessons that God has to offer you, then the same lessons will keep coming back in different forms. Maybe instead of having a toxic relationship, you have toxic friends around you. The way to heal from this is to do shadow work. That's how I healed from things that were going on in my life, is I would genuinely ask myself and find the darkest parts of myself. And these are things that I'm still working on, genuinely, because I believe that it's something that is a work in progress, and we're always in this transition state where we're getting better and better. We don't ever get there. The beauty in this is the journey. It sounds so cliche, but it really is. There's a reason why people say that all the time. If you don't learn from these lessons, they will repeat. And to not make them repeat again, you have to do shadow work. You have to ask yourself these questions. It's like learning more about yourself, learning more about your true self, the parts of yourself that you tend to hide and that you don't want to show to other people because you might be ashamed of it, or you just don't want other people to know about it. You don't even want to acknowledge it yourself. But the parts that we refuse to acknowledge, the parts that we push away from ourselves that are still part of ourselves, those are the parts that we need to put most attention to and to give the most love to. Because at the end of the day, there's no human being out here in this world that is purely good. There's no human being out here that is purely evil. We all are in the gray area. And I mean, unless we're like a newborn baby, but I don't think newborn babies are watching this. So we all have a good and a bad side. And we have to acknowledge both sides. We have to acknowledge our traumas. We have to acknowledge the hurts, the things that we are ashamed of. All of that needs to be acknowledged, because that is how we actually get to know ourselves. Getting to know ourselves does not mean, oh, what do I like? And what are my hobbies? That's very surface level. Getting to know yourself at the deepest core is understanding and being at peace with who you are completely. And that is not an easy feat. And I don't like to use the words easy or hard, but the reason why I'm saying that is because I rarely know anyone that has actually done the work, has done the internal work to be at peace with themselves. Because the truth is, you can be at peace with yourself, but not be where you want to be at. And I can go on and on about that, but let's stick with the quote. We can go deeper another day. But again, the quote is, the same lesson will appear in different forms until you learn to respond differently. That is day 8. I wish I had videos for the previous days, but this will suffice for now. I might pop in here again to record another one of these videos, but I will see you guys in the next one.